What's the motherfucking deal? Shout out to all my friends of the Den. If you're new to the Den is a friendly community and conversation. And the one thing you must remember when you enter the Den, we're all friends of the Den, whether or not we agree or disagree on whatever topics may be discussed for the evening. And we try to stay on topic, but this is the Den. That doesn't always happen. So I want to say thank you for joining me this evening. I am your host, Ed Honcho, and if you're not familiar, you can catch the Den on social media at Den Show Live on Instagram and in the Twitter sphere. I'm not sure if I have the description updated, but if not, I'll make sure the description is updated post-show. But you can also catch the Den. We have a Facebook page and a Facebook group. And what I'm going to start doing with that, honestly, is that's where we're going to kind of get the conversation started. So I'm going to actually start getting the conversation started earlier during the day, you know, and let it lead up to the live Den show. And stay on the lookout. The podcast will be returning soon. It used to be the Kush Den. You know, this is the show formerly known as the Kush Den. But I will be bringing the podcast back as the Den podcast. So look forward to that happening quite soon. And again, check out the Facebook page and group, because that's what I'll start posting the topic of the day. And, you know, we can kind of start commenting on things earlier throughout the day. And, you know, whatever good comments and thoughts are made on the page, you know, I'll be sure to share them live, in addition to taking the live phone calls and all of those good things. So here's the deal. Again, I want to say welcome to all my friends. And I have to, let me get the screwdriver and fix this, because I've been, that's what it is. I don't know if it's the weight of the microphone or what. All of a sudden it's been just dropping randomly. Pretty sure it's my fault, but it is what it is. Let's see who we have joining us in the Den this evening. All the wonderful friends of the Den who join us every evening. I appreciate you guys. I just want you to know that. Mr. Rabbit 19, good evening. Baker Man, Craig Baker, what's the motherfucking deal? Always good to see you. I gave you power. What's the motherfucking deal? Their concierto. Let me see. Josie's on a vacation far away. Come around and talk it over. So many things that I want to say. You know I like my girls a little bit older. I just want to lose your love tonight. I don't want to use your love tonight. So now the next one you had, that summer breeze makes me feel fine, blowing through the jasmine in my mind. I can't sing, but hey, there you go. That's my vocalization of your concierto. So there you go. I'm gonna let you make it. So there you go. I finally vocalized the Mr. Rabbit. You definitely picked some jams. That was some good shit though. Hey, look here, James Harden. Nigga, you supposed to be at a club or something. Nigga, you had in Alabama just fresh off the court from the pre. I don't want to hear your bullshit. But again, so what's up, Wise? What's the motherfucking deal? My dude 335, yes, the mic stand needs a little Viagra, maybe some Cialis, just whenever the time is right, it needs to be able to stand up. So there's that. Yeah, I got a little Facebook group action, and it's slow boogie right now. We're gonna start getting it built back up, you know, kind of get it going around the Den, because I think that's ultimately what would be best. You know, start the topic early, you know, allow people to get in on the conversation. You know, not everybody's able to make it in the late nights. But and then, you know, we kind of go live in the evenings and discuss whatever topics at hand. So again, I don't know if the link is in the description below, but I'll make sure it's posted before it's all done. But what's the motherfucking deal, James Hart? You know you like my vocals. Scary White. Yes. No, I can't sing for shit, so don't blame me. But again, like I said, so I'll fix that, because I have to change up a couple of things. I got to change a couple of links and stuff in the description. So I don't know if all of them are updated, but you know, after the stream is over, check it out. Make sure everything is updated and correct. But I had to pause. So I just read that comment Dr. Rabbit put. We're going to get into the topic tonight of the problem with the modern marriage. And if you guys haven't seen on the gram, I posted a couple of things, and that's another angle I'm going to start taking, is posting more topic related things instead of just the show times. But we're going to talk about some statistics. We're going to talk about some reasoning. We're going to talk about how some of these modern marriages end. We're just going to talk about why it may not be the best bet. I mean, if you're gambling on being married forever, that may not be the best bet for you in the year 2018. I want to know why your cousin informed you that he has crabs. But, yeah, you're going to fuck him off worse with the icy hot. But here's the deal. Like I said, we're going to talk about modern marriages and, you know, why it may not be the best idea, what the problem may be with modern marriages in the year 2018 and beyond. So I did a small amount, a minute amount of research, and I was looking at a couple of things. I was looking at the census, and I was looking at some research firms, and then I was just kind of randomly Googleizing. Had to Google that up real quick on, you know, marriages and how some of these things are ending. But so I was looking at one research company, study, whatever you want to call it. I don't know. But they were saying, you know, of the people they surveyed, you know, they asked them, you know, what were considered valid reasons as to why they got married. So this is a percentage of the people surveyed and what they answered. And now I kind of want to know what you guys think, and then again, you know, I'll spill my spiel for a few minutes. Then we'll open up the deadline, and I'll take your thoughts. I'll take your calls, and like I say, we'll get to it. But it says 88% of people say they get married for love. 81% say because they want that lifelong commitment. 76 say just for companionship. And I find that a little interesting, you know, the little slight decline from lifelong commitment to companionship, because I think some people view marriage as a more temporary solution. But we'll get into that as we have the further conversation. Then it took a big dip when you get to about 49% say, you know, getting married for the children, because I think now you enter in this day and age of what's the new cool term, co-parenting. I don't even know what that means, but hey, if it's cool for whatever, you know. And I don't know about that, man. Like I said, we're running down. Trust me, we're going to get into a discussion as to marriage and why it may not be the best idea. 30% say because they want a ceremony that is recognized by religion. So I guess that's cool. I mean, if it's a religious thing for you, whatever. I think the people who really want those religious ceremonies, regular people just want to be seen by people who are of the same religion for them, you know, put on a little ceremony. 28%, which means a quarter of all marriages are for financial, or a little over a quarter for financial stability. And then 23%, which is just under a quarter, and this is 1 in 4 now. It may not sound like a whole lot to say 23%, oh, it's not that much, but this is just under 1 in 4 for legal rights and benefits, which is interesting. So there's that. Now, I want to look at some slight discrepancies that I find funny. You know, 71% say men have to be the main supporter, provider of the family for it to be considered a good relationship. I have no problem with that. As opposed to 32% of women. Now, you got to realize these are the same people being surveyed. This is where I feel like, you know, it's funny where some of these standards come in. These same people say 51% of people say that household duties should also be split up. So I'm kind of wondering where the change happens for maybe that 20%, and then those people who believe that you should be the primary supporter plus also do half of the household duties. I wonder about that. Now, that sounds interesting to me because I'm pretty sure there's plenty of women who are doing these surveys. Now, I don't know if household duties includes, fixing little things around the house that get broken. But, I mean, if you're just talking about regular day-to-day chores, I think whoever is providing, be it a man or a woman, they should be able to not have to take care of those things. The house should be maintained by one partner if the other partner is doing all the providing. I feel like that's only fair. I don't think it would be ideal to say, okay, well, you got to provide and do all the stuff around the house. That's just my thoughts. So it makes me question some of the people who have, took this survey. What's up, Jay Dizzle? What's the motherfucking deal? I think Balin. Jay Bird was here like super early. I don't know what happened. He was like, when I first posted this stuff, Jay Bird did come through here. So he's around somewhere, unless he got hit by a van. Heidi, how are you doing this evening? Jason S. But here's my thing, though. I think that's a bit of a double standard right there. I think that's very interesting. And then another thing, skipping over a bunch of stats, but the odds of your marriage being a recycled marriage are about 40% these days. So that's saying that 4 out of 10 new marriages are a second or more the next marriage for someone else. So it's about 20% for one partner for it to be their next marriage. So that means that one of these partners is their first marriage. 20% of people are getting remarried to a first-time marriage mate. And then the other 20% are both partners are getting remarried for the second, third, fourth, fifth, however, who God knows how many times. So I find that pretty interesting. I found that to be strange, but interesting. So here's the thing, though. If you're looking at numbers and you're looking at the decline in marriage and non-marriage, divorces are on the rise, people who are divorced, never been married, not currently married, the numbers seem to be declining as a whole. Men are waiting until they get older to get married. I think the average age is now almost 30 before a man gets married for the first time. And for a woman, it's about 27.4. We'll round down. For men, we'll round up. It's 29.5. So it's about 30 years old for men, 27 for women. And I don't know what that's indicative of. I'm thinking about indica, smoking that reefer. I don't know what that indicates, but another thing that they said is that over half of people 18 and up in America are married. That scares me. 18 is such a young age. You don't know anything about the world. You don't know anything about anything. And I think a lot of those marriages are the ones that tend to fail first. You have that whole high school sweethearts thing. I think some of those things will last, but the majority will not. Because most people are not growing together. I think you have to grow together, go through experiences together. I think you have a lot of people who are high school sweethearts, but they tend to have kids young, and then they just say, fuck it, let's get married because either their parents are making them for a particular image or whatever it may be. I don't know if a lot of those people are truly happy because you don't truly know what you want at 18 years old. We flexing. But my thing is this. But what I want to say with the problem is modern marriage is that you have more than likely a chance of getting divorced than you do of staying together. And I think it's only going to get worse. But the funny thing about, they were saying with the modern marriage, it's actually down 9% in the last quarter of a century as far as people who are married at the age of 18. So that would be like, what is this, 2018? So like, what, 93? Which to me doesn't seem that long ago. To some of you guys have no idea what that is. Some of y'all, that's right along your age range, and the rest of y'all, well, I may know a little bit more about that than I do. But to me, that's not that long ago, So you look at 93 people, almost 60% of people who were 18 and up were married. And again, I look at that as a lot of the youth. Now, see, again, I don't think it's all mainly just saying that everybody who's 18, half of the people who are 18 are married. I don't think that's the case, but I think when you lump everything in a whole, numbers can be skewed to say anything you want. That's the funny thing about statistics. You got to be real careful. But I'm going to make sure these things are skewed into proving the point that I want to prove. So we'll make that work. But here's my deal. Got married at 18, got divorced at 21 because he took his Xbox. Exactly. I don't know if y'all saw some of the pictures that I posted on the gram. And folks would try to fix it live first time and be like, you would not fix it live. But my thing is this, man. What you have to look at is, I posted a couple of pictures on the gram in relation to marriages. Recently in Dallas, a woman killed her husband, shot him dead because of his abuse of the family cat. So obviously she's destined to be a cat lady, so there's that. Another situation recently, and I want to say it happened in Louisiana. A woman just killed, because I saw this I didn't see it when it happened, but I heard about the story when it happened. A woman just killed her husband in front of her 3 children. They were estranged or on the way to getting divorced or whatever, and so it was his turn to get the kids. So she basically killed him, and he had told the police prior to that she abused him and that she would hit him and do all these other things. She was very violent. Did they take any actions against her because she's a woman? No, absolutely not. They probably laughed at him as fucking pussy. He's fucking reporting his wife hits him. He can't take a fucking hit from a little scrawny bitch. That's probably what they said. They probably laughed at him. Now he's a dead man because they didn't act on it. So she killed him, shot him dead at Walmart when it was time to exchange the kids because she was probably a lunatic. But let's not say it's all on the women. Posted another image on there on the gram on the Den Show Live at Den Show Live. On the gram of a man who killed his wife because she broke his Star Wars toys. Now, depending on what type of Star Wars toys they were, they might have been worth more than she was. Who knows? But taking someone's life over toys, very unfortunate. Very unfortunate. All right, good night, James. You have a good evening. Good game. So my thing is this. You just have to be cautious because you never know what it is you're getting into. I read a story about a man who killed his wife over shitty ziti. I mean, it's just, it's craziness. Michael Carter went off. Oh, okay, I didn't really check that. I didn't even see what his stat line was. I saw Melo. I saw that pass James had to Melo early in the second half. I think the Melo situation will be just fine. I saw him apologizing for taking the long 2 instead of taking the 3-pointer. Oh shit! I didn't even know that he stabbed a bitch over Timmy Chan, but that's worthwhile. I mean, you got to do that. Even though that chicken may have feathers in it, you got to take a bitch out if she's fucking up your plate. Don't mess with a man's lightsaber. Oh yeah, we definitely gonna talk more Rockets tomorrow because they actually win handily how they're supposed to. But again, man, now this is not to say all these things to say that marriage is terrible and it's awful. I think you have to figure out a situation for yourself. But I think that we have an epidemic in America where people are so lonely, so extremely lonely that they'll take whatever they can get. Instead of, working on their personal development and discovering who they are and building up who they are and being the best version of themselves that they could possibly be, they would rather accept anyone who will take them as is. And most of these people who will take them as is probably have their own personal issues, and they're not trying to build, they're not trying to help you grow, they're not trying to be better. So you got 2 as is motherfuckers, and when you buy something from a store as is, there are no returns, no refunds, and you have to take all those problems. You have a lot of people, I think, again, with the getting married young because, hormones are a motherfucker. You have people who have those religious principles. Well, I can't have sex until I get married. Even though they take it up the rump or they're out there blowing everybody and getting finger banged, but it's not a real penis in my vagina, so it's not sex. It's okay. There's that. But you can't have sex until you get married, so you have a lot of people who fuck it because they can't withhold from their hormones. The first person that halfway likes them for 2 months. They get married to them, and then they, hump like rabbits for a little bit, realize they hate each other, but then they're married, so they don't use protection. Now they popped out a bunch of little munchkins, and now you have a whole nother set of problems on your hands. I think what happens with people is you see red flags, but when you're infatuated, usually during that dating period, that courting period, or whatever it is, and again, I think that you should take it should be at least a year, if not more, before you ever consider marrying someone. And I think that you should live with someone before marrying them, so you can see all their habits outright. Because I think there's been times that, there's been motherfuckers I've dated, and then if it became a long-term relationship, there's a difference. You know what I mean? Once you kick it for a minute, or, we date, well, I'm dropping you off, or, you coming by and leaving and whatever. But then, I say, all right, well, fuck it, I'm come by, see what's shaking. I see how you really living. I'm like, hold on. There's some different shit going on over here. When you start seeing how their habits are when they're comfortable, it's a different thing. But some people still are willing to overlook that, I can change her, or I could change him, or I could do this, or I could do that. And that is not the case, and you end up getting stuck with someone who is not necessarily ideal because you're willing to overlook those red flags while you're in that little infatuation period. And I tell people all the time, red flags equal body bags. And so that's how these people end up getting killed, murdered over dumb stuff, because you think he was in the pussy, that he didn't think that the bitch was crazy over the pussy cat. So that's all I'm saying, is that you got to be careful. And I find some of these things funny. When you see a lot of these things too, with these different people who advertise on the gram, you usually see that the lady is the dominant one. When they have, like, people who have mutual Facebook accounts and mutual whatever social media accounts, it always seems like the woman is the more dominant force in that whole shebang. I wonder why that is. But again, that's just my opinion. But yeah, and then the other one I had posted, the woman killed her fiance after arguing about a wedding guest. That's a bridezilla for that ass. Well, now you'll be somebody's wedding guest in prison. So again, what I'm saying is that you have to really pay attention to people. You have to No, I'm not playing live. I'm just, because what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to make sure I stay on conversation, because what happens when I read the chat, I start getting way off topic. So I'm trying to make sure I address, all the things I want to address in the first few minutes, and then I'm open up the deadline, and I'll make sure to catch up the chat. I didn't even see the last fight. Did we just fight? What happened last time we fought? Didn't I just get my win? Did I get the win? Oh, that's what happened. Oh, I see why you want review. Okay. Okay. I see why you want that challenge back. But here's the deal. All I'm saying is this, that there are problems with modern marriage. It's not the same. And I think a big issue, too, is social media. And I've said this before. I'll say it again. That social media is a big problem when it comes to modern marriages, relationships, things like that. I wish I had the story with me. And when I get back into the Facebook group, because like I said, I'm gonna get the Facebook group and page back jumping, so that way we'll start the conversation on the page, on the Facebook group, and then when it's time for the live shows, we'll keep the conversation going, and then we'll just kind of open up the deadline earlier. That way I'll kind of do my little spiel early. We open up the deadline early, so that way people can kind of call in and get their thoughts in. But the one about the chick who was going to get married, and she basically told her wedding guest that if they couldn't donate $1,500 to her wedding, and then she tried to borrow like $6,000 or $7,000 for something else, and then she, like, at first it was open to everybody, but then it was you got to give her $1,500, so only the people who could do that would be invited, and all this other stuff, because she became infatuated with the Kardashians, and she deserved to be a Kardashian for a day. And people get obsessed watching other people, dreaming and hoping to be other people. Like a lot of these women, That's a bet. I got you. I definitely will. But that's the thing. People don't cancel their accounts. I know a gentleman personally. Well, I don't know. I haven't been on that Facebook account in quite some time. But I knew a gentleman personally. I don't even think he was married. Joint Facebook account. And I could be honest with you. His old lady would definitely be the type you would hear about in a country song, if you will. Blues song, if you will. But hey, if he was happy, more power to him. Fucking Kardashian, everybody else did. But that's my thing, man. You know, yeah, I didn't juice my stats up, so I can't lose. But like, my thing is just how, you know, fuck all that joint account shit. Fuck all that. Like, my thing, ideally, for a relationship to be successful is this: you live your life, I live my life. But when we come together, you know, you go out about and you take care of your business and you do your things. We don't have to be attached at the hip. Yes, there are certain areas of business that we have to tend to together, but you live your life, I live my life. When we come together, we discuss, we actually have things to talk about, but we enjoy each other's company in those moments. I'm not about being attached at the hip, looking like a Siamese twin, going everywhere together, being apart for 10 minutes and then coming, oh, how was your day? Well, bitch, you been with me all goddamn day. What the fuck you mean, how was my day? Those kind of things are annoying as fuck to me. Clingy, needy, that type of stuff is extremely sickening. And it can end a relationship very fast, but you have guys who will, you know, put up with that for some pussy. I think another problem is you have this issue of, well, if I say something, you know, because it's always the stigma is, well, if I do this or do that, she's going to put me on the couch and I can't get no pussy tonight. You see that. It's always on the TV shows. The wife puts the husband on the couch, even though he takes care of everything. He does everything. He's the financier and everything in the house, but the wife has the power to put him on the couch. That's something I've never comprehended. Like, bitch, why don't you go get on the fucking couch? But again, it is what it is. But motherfuckers give the pussy too much props. You know, I mean, it's like, you know, it's good, it's great, I love it. But at the same time, oh, she's gonna deny me some ass if I tell her the truth. Okay. You know, well, I guess you're gonna have to deny a motherfucker, like, whatever. You know what I'm saying? You deny for too long. Look, you put me in this situation over some tomfoolery. The Ozarks. I've seen the name of that, but I'm not sure what it's about. But it depends on what kind of couch it is. Yes, pussy on a pedestal is a running thing because that is a problem in American society. Look, like the wise philosopher Juvenile said, hey, if I'm in a room with a bitch and the hoe won't fuck like a man, I'm gonna beat my meat and get my fucking nut for sure. You're gonna be drove in. What do you say? Cut the TV off and go to sleep on that hoe then. And I'll tell that to your girlfriend. You tell her everything else. She's going to be with her boyfriend. You're going to be by your damn self. Anyway, there's, yes, it is a rapping song, Jason is. But my thing is this, man. Again, what it comes down to is having value for yourself. And I think a lot of people get into situations, and like I said, we talked about some of those statistics. We talked about the decline in marriage age. We did declining in marriage overall. You know, there was there was an article recently released, and I'm not trying to get the yawning game going, but there was an article that was recently released basically talking about, millennials are staying married longer and all this other stuff. Well, I think there's a couple of reasons for that. One of those reasons being that millennials are getting married later, you know, after they're kind of established and knowing what they want in life. Part two of that is millennials ain't even fucking, so they don't care if they get put on the fucking couch because the couch is where the fucking video games are. So millennial motherfuckers out there trying to get put on the fucking couch. So there's that. They like, fuck, this bitch gonna put me on the fucking couch? Well, I'm gonna play Fortnite. The incel couch. Shit, incels don't even get no. They get rejected by the robo. Robo-ho doesn't want to put out for me tonight. I'm pretty sure if she could talk, she'd put me on the couch. But my thing is, you say motherfuckers don't love and value themselves on social media. No, that's what I'm saying. That's why I say, man, social media, you have to always take things with a grain of salt. It's an amazing life filter. The problem is when people start believing their own bullshit on social media. You know, they filter their lives. They go back and look at it like, oh, I live a great life. Not really actually realize you're going through every shit and shenanigan possible in life. Man, Brooks, what's the motherfucking deal? What is the motherfucking deal? Who can't close the deal? Who cannot seal the damn deal? But the thing about that is, and that's why I say I don't get hyped. Like, I guess maybe I'm negative for doing it, maybe I'm pessimistic for doing it. But when I see a chick and I see her social media, especially I look for all the negatives. I look for flaws and shit. You know what I mean? And not to be, look at this shitty bitch. Look at that weave all out of place. No, it's just because I know on the opposite end, this motherfucker is selling herself, and not even in the sense of prostitution, but she's selling the idea of herself. You know, men already, you know, put this extra layer of fantasy on top of it. But there are, I mean, I try to looking at the person. I'm trying to say, okay, with this, and this, you know, doing this type of situation, what could be the cause, why, you know, what does this person really seem like? I'm looking at all kind of different things, and I'm analyzing the whole scenario, and I'm looking at the different pictures, and I'm comparing things. And when a person just posts always just grandiose or these amazing things, that's all it is, I tend to believe that they have more problems than a little bit in their lives. And so that's just my personal opinion. Here's the deal, though. Give me 1 second. I need to check and make sure the audio is appropriate, and if everything is everything, then I will open up the den line. But let me just make sure everything is properly perfected and connected, and then we'll go from there. So give me 1 second. All right, so here is the deal. I will open up the den line for your calls, your thoughts, your opinions. I just kind of want to talk about marriage. You know, what are your thoughts on marriage? You know, and I'm sure there's some other random things that are to be discussed, but mainly about marriage. You know, what do you think about marriage? Is marriage a sham? Is it tomfoolery? Has it become? That's not what I wanted to do. Has it become a modern day mishap, if you will? I guess I should put the number on there so you can see that. But you know, some people say marriage is just a legalized form of prostitution. My thing is this: I feel like if you're happy in a relationship, all right, we got a call coming in. What's the motherfucking deal? Who do you have calling in on the den line this evening? Maybe I should cut it off.
Jason S.
Jason S.
What are you laughing about?
What do you?
What are you laughing about?
It's just you had to hear the timing of the way it sounded. So Jason S. What do you want to drop in the den this evening?
Well, I'm gonna spill my opinions on marriage, and then I got a little surprise for y'all at the end.
Okay, so what are your opinions on marriage? What are your thoughts about the institution of marriage?
Personally, it may sound a little bit stupid, but I think it depends on what age you get married. Like, is the age that you're at perfect enough so I get married? Because you don't want to be you don't want to be too old to get married. You don't want to be like 47. But then again, you also don't want to be too young at like 19 or something.
Okay. So what would you? What would you say is the perfect age? If you had to, I guess it would be somewhere between 19 and 47. But what would you say is the perfect age to get married?
Probably 26 through 33.
Okay, cool. I'm just right outside the loop. Darn it, I just missed it. I'll be all right. Okay, and so what makes you believe that? I mean, what makes you feel like age is an important factor in the marriage?
I mean, for me, it just kind of... Okay, this is probably going to sound more stupid, but like when they're going to raise the little bambino, as I like to call it, like you don't want to be too old to raise it, you don't want to be too young to raise it, and then be on 16 and pregnant and teen mom and all that stuff.
Okay. I can understand that. But what if it's a marriage that's not about children necessarily? What if it's just about companionship? What if it's just about having a significant other to be there in your time of need?
Well, you want to make sure that it's like someone that you're going to accept them for. And like accept them through their good times, accept them through their hard times, like do good times and bad.
Okay. So, Jason S., what is the surprise that you have for us?
Summer breeze makes me feel fine, blowing through the jazz into my mind.
We have a rendition of Summer Breeze by Jason S. Mr. S., I appreciate your call, and we will rate your performance on The Den's Got Talent this evening. But I appreciate the call. Thank you for calling in. Yes. The Den's Got Talent. That's good. That's what we need to do. We need to have the first call-in talent show. I think that would be actually pretty dope. Let me jot that down. Let me put that in my notes. Call-in talent show. Make that happen. That's funny. But hey, we have a rendition of Summer Breeze that may have sounded a little bit better than mine. I don't know. I think mine was better. I think mine was the best. If you didn't check it earlier, I did. I sang some of the concerto that was placed early in the chat. But here's the deal. You know, age, I think, can be a factor. I think it counts, I guess, if you're talking about children, yeah, because, you know, women can have health concerns the older they get when they have older children, which is funny. It's not funny, actually, but it's strange, I guess you would say, because, you know, it's all weird, because if you talk about it, I would guess that women at a younger age, I mean, well, not too young because it could kill you, but I guess at a younger age, women are more prepped. Do y'all hear that? Do you hear that? It's going to be a problem. It's going to be a problem. It's back. It's back. I don't know if it's the same one, but yes. If it ain't one thing, it's another. Yeah, you're going to take him out. Who do we have calling in on the den line this evening?
It's Edmund.
Edmund, how are you doing this evening, Edmund? What would you like to drop in the den tonight?
So it was a question I had towards marriage.
All right.
So about a few weeks ago, I was having, I was in bed with someone, and while we were in that intimate moment, she was saying, that she loved me and that, stuff like that, that she wanted to marry. And, I kind of found it a bit, a bit strange, because before she wasn't like, she wasn't like that, but now, she's, all of a sudden she's getting, I don't know, like she just out of nowhere started talking about marriage and stuff like that, and how she, she loves me and all this stuff. Like, what do you think that means in terms of, like, what is she trying to say?
It's a very, very dangerous situation. Because women, they're known to be emotional creatures. Now, it could be a couple of things. Let me put the obligatory pauses and all those things out there first. But it could be a situation in the sense of that you're maybe hitting all the right spots. You may be doing all the right things. You may be tapping into that deep sense of emotion and giving her what she needs. And in those moments, women are known to say things. Shit, niggas be saying shit. Niggas say, people say crazy shit when they're in moments of pleasure. And I think that's how some of these contracts end up happening. Have you been with this person consistently for a while? I mean, have you been engaging in that type of behavior for some time now?
Yeah, I would say maybe like, for the past few months now, before we weren't that intimate, but, now I think since we've gotten to know each other more and, we've gotten to be more closer, it's gotten a little bit more, fast paced in what she wants. I think one day she even mentioned that she was thinking of moving in, like, together to, like, in an apartment or something. And I was like, well, I'm not sure about that. I can't even, I'm not even, ready for that step yet, Yeah.
Here's my advice to you. And if you honestly feel like you're not ready, even if you thought you were ready, I would tell you to hold off. It can be a dangerous situation. There could be ulterior motives. Some women are known to use the pussy power to get the things that they are seeking. And I'm not saying that that's the same situation with you, but if you honestly know that you are not ready for that situation, don't do it. And it may cause a strain, because here's what you have to understand. Women don't like to hear no from a man. And most of them are not used to hearing no from a man. So if you're in a situation where this could be a complete change of your lifestyle, the way you're comfortable being, don't do it. And it may be a little painful at first, but if she can't respect your decision that, hey, I'm not ready to go that route or get into something like that, then, it just may not be the current situation for you. But trust me, there's always other fish in the sea. If she takes it that far. But my thing too is, if she's willing to take it that far, then she didn't, respect your opinion enough in the first place to want to place her feelings over yours. But yeah, that's a crazy one, man. And I've been in your shoes a couple of times. And so again, if it's not a move that you want to make, don't make it, because there's been times I've been like, and there may have been a time or two that I was like, oh, well, fuck it, let's give it a shot. And I'm going to be honest, you know, and just kind of like how we just talked about earlier, once you kind of really get to know a person, you actually spend some time with them and then move in, things like that, or spend significant time, you may discover some things that change your opinion, but at that point it's too late, you know, because you've committed to some things. I would say just be cautious, because if that's on her mind, you said she's mentioned it several times, wrap up twice and just be extremely cautious of your behavior. Don't look, not to get into your business, but if you are going unprotected, then you need to go ahead and change your ways immediately. And don't put yourself in a situation, don't allow for any risk that could get you caught up. But again, like I say, it could be a number of things, but if you're saying this is something that's been being mentioned consistently, you may have to fall back a little bit if that's not what you're seeking. You know, if that's not the route you want to go. And my personal suggestion is, you're a younger guy, and I would suggest that you don't. But again, like I said, I don't know your personal feelings and all those other things, but you kind of mentioned that you kind of said whoa, and that means you kind of want to hold off. Listen to the whoa. You know, if you have second thoughts, if you're second guessing the situation, then I would say to not engage in it. That would just be my personal opinion. So there's that. And don't listen to Heidi at all. That's my thought on that one. But I don't know if you can hear me, but I appreciate the call, Edmund. But definitely be careful, man. Be careful in that situation, because it could be it's dangerous in the long term. But I appreciate your call. Say, if there's not a topic about the scrutinized women, is it even the den? I don't listen to Heidi. She don't know. Supposedly. Well, now. Lisa Cabrera. I don't know what that is. Let me see what we got. We got a call coming in on the den. Hello, who we got calling in on the den this evening?
Craig, man.
The Baker Man. What's the
motherfucking deal, cuz?
Man. What you want to drop in the den, man? That's a bad, Jason. I appreciate you. What you want to drop in the den this evening, Baker Man? I'm glad you called in.
Man, I want to say that due to the fact that we're living in a capitalist society, I feel like marriage is the oldest form of prostitution. On the cool, like, if you look at it, nobody gets married for love no more, no matter what they say. Like, people get married because, you know, such and such got a six-figure income, or this motherfucker got 6 cars or whatever. So that's just what it is, in my opinion, and you got to act accordingly.
Okay, I agree. I definitely agree. Because, I mean, if you look at it, I mean, in America, it's a different brand. You know, it's a come up. It's a win. I mean, we see the motherfuckers using the babies for the come up. They don't even really get married anymore. You know, shit. Somebody was just telling me about who was the little baby dude or something like that, or Dirk or somebody, one of them little rappers, basically knocking somebody up, and then they a serial baby mama. They done had 4 or 5 baby mamas from 2 or 3 rappers, and, you know, all this type of stuff like that. So, I mean, if there weren't facts to prove it, you know, which there are plenty, you know what I mean? It's just, it's I definitely agree, man. It's a capitalist. It's a come up. I mean, that's all it is nowadays. It's a come up. Like, if you're really in love, what is the purpose of having to tell the government, hey, I'm going to marry this person and we're going to spend time together? I don't see that.
Yeah, why you got to have a license? You know what I'm saying? Like, that's crazy to me. Mm-hmm. It's like yeah, hold on, let me put my CV down. It's crazy to me that you got to have a license to be married. Like if it's really supposedly a pledge to the person that you supposedly commend yourself to, what's the point of the license?
Yeah.
Why does it have to be recognized by some like authority? That's crazy to me.
Yeah, I mean, like, who is this? Who is this authority? Who are these people that get to verify and justify who I'm supposed to be in love with or who I'm supposed to be with? And the same thing is that the fact that marriage is, if I want to annul this or I want to, divorce or whatever, it's the same as in a relationship. It's just extra processes to go through. That
For real,
really
and you gotta
avoided.
pay for it all. So either way it go, you gonna pay.
Yeah, I mean, exactly. And it's just legal. Again, it's a binding contract. That's all it is. That is all it is. A contract. Hey, so when does love become a business? That's what I'm wondering. You know what I mean? That's the crazy shit.
Very crazy to me. But what do I know? I'm just Craig.
But that's a bet, man. But I appreciate you calling in, Craig. We're going to definitely speak on that. I want to know what y'all think in the chat, man. Do y'all feel that love is basically a legalized form of prostitution? You know what I mean? I want to know what y'all think in the chat. That's my dog right there.
Fine, man. I'm going to get on out of here, though, Honcho.
All right. I appreciate you calling in, man. I already appreciate the call.
Yeah, man. All right.
Already. See, that's my dog right there. That's my boy right there, man. Baker Man. Always coming with the real deal. Heidi, here's the deal. You just don't, because see, I don't know. You have this perspective of some foreign type woman. I don't think you've been around enough American women to realize what you're saying does not apply in the United States of America. I'm not saying that she's a hater. I'm just saying that as intelligent of a young lady that she is, as informed as she is about so many other topics, I think that American relationships is where she falls deficient. And that's all I'm saying. And that's all I'm saying. Because the thing is, American women are actors. They watch actresses on TV all day. They watch soap operas. They do all these other things. American women are scandalous, deceitful, and malicious. And so I think, like I said, where I say that she has many strengths in many areas, and I will give her that. I think when it comes to American relationships, the way that American women justify and behave, I think she's biased in that area. No, she's an immigrant. But she said that she'd be willing to fly you to England. Y'all could have a nice dinner of fish and chips if you're willing to allow her to have a fake marriage in exchange for a green card. Yeah, but you don't go to Mormon churches. Well, I talked to Mormons and they were very nice. But here's my thing, man. Here's my deal is this. Here's my deal. I don't go to any churches, actually. But here's my deal. Fucking cricket. Look. Here's the deal. Okay. I'm going to let the cricket make it for a little bit. But if the Texans lose to Dallas and the cricket survives, he's going to die live on stream. I'm going to catch him. I'm going to put him in a jar. And it will be a YouTube butchering. Cricket tried to hog the mic already. Look, Cricket gonna have to call in just like everybody else. Goddamn, he gonna have to call in on the Cricket phone. I had to do it. Scotty wouldn't do nothing but look at it like, oh, what's this? No, I'm not gonna fuck with it. I can't eat it. But my thing is this though, and honestly, like, I don't believe all women are like this. I don't believe that. Even though I think there's a trend starting to, because with social media, you're allowing these women to blend and see how things work in America. But it's kind of like the Eddie Murphy joke, when he's talking about, I'm going to go give me old Bush bitch. And then she's talking about, Eddie, why you treat me like animal? Because she starts getting around American women. They start having these beliefs, these ideas, well, you owe me half. Half for what? Like, that's something I don't believe in. If you didn't help this person build it just because you got married, now you have to pay this person. And again, it makes it a business. And I think that's the deceitful part of it. I think that's the trash part of it. Child support is a very interesting thing. I feel like if you can prove that you provide for your children, then there shouldn't be a situation. But the fact that well, you make so much money, so your kid deserves a certain amount of it. I think that's crazy, because the majority of women don't use that to fucking help children. They use that to fund their own lifestyles. And you've seen so many stories of women who get alimony and child support and won't remarry, to have boyfriends laying up in the house with them and all that other shit, but won't remarry so they can continue to get the check. I mean, it happens all the time. Like, you can take a couple of these, there's few and far between of these honorable women, and like I say, there's few and far between probably honorable dudes. Dudes gonna do what they gonna do. You know, it is what it is. But I'm not gonna sit here and act like, oh, women are just victims. That's the dumbest shit I've ever heard. You know, I believe in equality and everybody's equal. Everybody does all kind of stuff. You say less rich after 335 steals from you. Well, you know, it is what it is. Get a prenup? No, not if you're rich. No. This is love. If you're rich, then hey, this is love. This is like, I love you, baby. But if I'm rich, we want prenup. We want prenup. Oh, that's funny. But what I'm saying is the majority of women are shit culture. It is what it is. And this is all I'm saying is because now every woman wants to be a Kardashian. This is what other reason? It's not men that have made the Kardashians number one and everything. It's not men that are buying these fucking, I'm sure there's some, but those aren't men that are buying these Kardashian makeups and things like this that are supporting these shows. It's not men that are doing this. This is the majority. This is American women who are making these women number one because they want to emulate, imitate, and be like them. The reason that these fucking dramas and these shows, these fucking soap operas and things go on so long, it's not because traditionally men have been at work during these hours. And if you ever seen the shit, what is it promoting? What do they promote during the hours of fucking talk shows and shit? Fucking shit for women, women and old people. And so what I'm saying is, to sit and just believe that, oh, they're always the victim. They're always the victim. Women promote this trash culture. Women promote this shenanigans. And I'm not saying men don't promote trash. I mean, who funds the porn industry? Of course, it has to be the majority men, except for the interracial shit. I think it's mainly women that are doing that. But my thing is this: people have flaws everywhere. But in a situation where a man is expected to do so much more, but really has no gain from the situation, it's a flawed system. I mean, it's not a win, because what you have now, the majority of divorces, and this is crazy, because like I say, I've had friends, and I'm sure some of you people know people who've been operators in plants and things like this. They teach them in the lesson plan that if you become an operator, you're more likely than the average American citizen to get divorced, because you work long hours and your spouse is going to be unhappy with you. I mean, it's in the lesson plan. If you've ever worked construction, if you've ever been a contractor, you see these guys who travel for jobs and all this, they're on their second, third, fourth marriage. There's a joke within the construction industry about Honchos. You know what I'm saying? What do? You, I forgot how it goes. You knock on the front door, run to the back door. That's how you catch them when you come home from work early. Motherfucker, I remember a dude telling a story about how, you know, he'd been working on this job, and it was at home. He wasn't even out of town, but he kept coming home and fucking his underwear. He was losing underwear. Like, he was had less and less underwear, it seemed like, every couple of days or so. You know what I mean? And turns out, so he pulled the old knock on the front door, catch the back door, fucking called the motherfucker's wearing his underwear. Like, dude, still, like, not only is he fucking his bitch, he's wearing his underwear. Like, this is American culture. This is like, it's good to see all the glamorous stuff on television. It's good to see all the stuff that they promote. But what I'm saying, well, then if it's 95% of men, then all women should fucking basically start dyking. And I mean, that's the only excuse that I can find. I don't know what else to tell you. But my thing is this, and it's an overwhelming majority. I mean, studies even show that more women cheat in marriages now. More women are cheating than men are. Because again, women can get out of a relationship. They're allowed to divorce because I'm not happy. You work too much. I'm not happy. You're not spoiling me and giving me the attention you gave me at first. I want a divorce because I'm not happy. It's the fucking number one cause of divorces is because they're not happy. Not because you're doing something bad. Because you're working too hard to support this family and I'm not happy. And what I'm saying, when you have an industry full of motherfuckers that every motherfucker you damn near talk to can tell you stories about shit like this, tell you these same fucking stories. It's fucking... You said I accidentally fucked somebody's wife like that. That's what I'm saying. And that's what I mean. The thing is just that, you know, it's unfortunate, but this is American culture. This is the underbelly of American culture. Everything can be presented and look so lovely and look so classy, you know, and even in the top notch, the upper echelon of society, they're doing their dirt too. They do it more close to vest. What is it? Yes, close to the vest is how they say it, you know. Bill Clinton fucking a little intern or whatever, getting a blowjob from the intern. Most motherfuckers fucking with their secretaries or whatever. The wives who stay home or whatever they may be doing, they're fucking the pool boys or the cable man or some shit. Again, you know what I mean? It's just it's the people you interact with, you know, because people have this whole thing. And again, it's about valuing yourself and what you have and what you got. I mean, trust me, a lot of that shit can get stale when people don't improve. You know, your women feel like, oh, I got pussy, it's good enough. I shouldn't have to do anything else. Women in America will give you pussy as a gift and think it's something. Like, bitch, you give me this old reduced, reused, recycled gift, and it's supposed to be worthwhile. Here for your birthday, I put a bow on my pussy. Bitch, fuck you. What's the motherfucking deal? Who we have calling in on the den line this evening?
Oh, it's Edmund again.
Edmund, how are you? What you got?
Why do you think once people get divorced, how come the husband and wife share 50-50? How come, let's say the husband makes the majority of the money, why is it that the wife would still get 50% of the husband's property?
Because somehow in the courts they validate that she's been emotional support or something, you know, because she takes care of home or whatever it may be. When you see a lot of scenarios where motherfuckers have maids and all this other shit, and bitch ain't never took care of the kids a day in life, ain't never changed a diaper, or because she was there with them as support for somehow them coming up. Because usually, well, if you get the prenup, usually it cuts off at anything made before the marriage, and then I think whatever's between the marriage made during the marriage, they have access to. But again, you could have totally built your own foundation there and married some fucking stripper. She gets all your assets. I mean, this is the Anna Nicole Smith story. But again, this is justified. This is American culture. But again, it's crazy because they validate it somehow by saying that the woman supported you through your whatever for you to acquire the things that you've obtained, when a lot of time that's not necessarily true. You know, now there are women who do support their men, and I salute those. But the majority of the stuff I don't believe is true. I don't think it's equal. So, you know, that's just kind of my thought on it. But it's unfortunate. Now, if there's children involved, I could see it a different way, you know. Or they use the saying, what is the term that she's accustomed to? So that means that by her being divorced, she's being taken out of a lifestyle that she's become which is so fucking stupid. Like, motherfuckers don't know how to adapt. But she's now in a lifestyle that she's been accustomed to, that you've provided for her. So you still have to, you know, help her maintain that, you know. So that's some crazy shit, you know. It's wild. So that would be the 50-50 thing, which it doesn't make any sense to me. Alimony does not make sense to me. It's crazy. It's all crazy. It's all crazy. Fucking bailing on that bullshit. But yeah, that would be my thoughts on that one, Edmund. Okay. But thank you for the call. Phoenix. Oh, we got another call coming in. What's the motherfucking deal? We got called in on the den line this evening.
This is Jay motherfucking Dizzle. What it is, Honcho?
What's the motherfucking deal, Jay Dizzle, man? Tell me what you got to drop in the den tonight.
Man, you just hit my number one pet peeve, this alimony bullshit. Straight up, how in the fuck can somebody look you in your face and tell you gotta pay because this motherfucker was used to a certain lifestyle? Well, bitch, what you got to understand is when we was together, we could afford this shit. Now that we ain't together, bitch, it's all about what the fuck you can afford. Ain't got shit to do with me. I was accustomed to getting some pussy. So you accustomed to having some money? What kind of shit is that? So what you telling me is if I keep paying you this shit, I should be able to get some pussy. And the way I feel about it, if that's the way we gonna rock it, cool. You should have special rooms down at the courthouse with them little beds that you had at the doctor's office with that little roll of hard ass papers that they roll out every time a new motherfucker go into that room. That should be where you fuck at. And the judge that said that she get this certain amount of money, he need to watch. And if it look like that bitch ain't putting out the effort, that bitch don't get no alimony for that month. That's the way that shit should work. Straight like that. That's just how I feel.
Oh, man. Not the judge got to watch, too, man.
You got damn right he got to watch. He the one that agreed to the shit. So, bitch, if you going to sign up for this shit, if I'm supposed to pay, I need to be getting something out of it. Yeah. And then they got the other shit talking about, well, your kids was accustomed to a certain lifestyle. What the fuck they know about a certain lifestyle? Them motherfuckers they don't know shit about no financial obligations and none of that shit. This is about what you can get. And if you can't afford to take care of the kids, then leave the motherfuckers with me.
Exactly.
It's that simple. Whoever's better equipped to raise and to take care of the kids financially should get the kids. It shouldn't matter what the fuck they got between their legs. That don't mean nothing. Exactly. Then they come with that bullshit talking about, well, the men have already established themselves and they got the job and the women got them now. They got to go out and find a career. Well, bitch, you should have been doing that shit before then. You should have been bettering your motherfucking self instead of just depending on me to carry the fucking weight all these motherfucking years. What the fuck happened if I get fucked up? Or you know what I'm saying? I'm not able to provide for the family and shit. Bitch, what you gonna do about it? If it's 50-50, you need to get your ass up and get some fucking money. I don't give a fuck what you got to do. Straight like that. That's how I feel about it.
Man, I feel you on that one, Jay Dizzle. Jay Dizzle came and fired it up, man. God damn.
That's right. I hate that shit, Honcho. That shit irks my motherfucking nerves.
Man,
but you let it roles be reversed. Let the roles be reversed. The man, come on, bro. Fuck out of here.
Yeah, I feel you though. I feel you. That's a good one, man. I appreciate the call, Jay Dizzle, man. You.
All right, and Heidi, your ass need to call in. Stop ducking and dial the motherfucking number. Straight like that. I'm calling your ass out.
Oh, yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Man, I appreciate that one. Yeah. That's some good shit, man. Shout out to that boy, Jay Dizzle, man. He represents the land of the trio, man. That's what I'm talking about. That's the kind of calls we need on the motherfucking deadline, man. Here's the deal, and I agree with that, though. I agree with that, man. Especially the point he made about, you know, if the man is already more equipped to financially take care of the children, then what sense does it make to give it to the woman, to give the kids to the woman? Like that doesn't make any sense. And that's what I'm saying. In 99% of the fucking cases, the woman can be on drugs. She could be strung out. She could be in rehab. They're gonna give her the goddamn kids. Like, you got to go on some above and beyond shit for a man to be able to get his own goddamn children. And that's the shit that kills me. If the man is the provider and he has all the resources, then what sense does it mean to well, give it to them? Well, she's the mother. That's the sexism right there, man. Like if she ain't doing nothing for him, she ain't able to provide for him. And half the time, again, these women don't even want these kids. I saw the little video y'all was talking about where the chick threw the baby out the car, basically. Well, she ain't got no diapers and shit, but you got your nails and your hair done and all that other motherfucking shit. But she only got 2 pair of clothes. Like, that shit don't make no motherfucking sense, man. And I see the shit all the time. All the time, you know what I mean? But again, it's just it's tomfoolery, man. That was that is fucking hilarious. That's fucking funny. So that's an IG clip right there. Yeah, look, hold on, let me jot down the time on that one, man. Yeah, shout out to that boy Jay Dizzle, man. Hold that down. That's a classic right there. Yeah, that shit there was live at 5. Let me just put a little note on that. Go back and check that out. Yes, sir. Bust nuts on backs and bellies, baby. None in between, man. But it's like, yeah, I think some in Texas. I think you got to be together like 10 years or something. But this is Texas. We got people. We got dead members from elsewhere, somewhere. I'm sure. Look. They might want to fuck with somebody from out of town. They might move. Goddamn. But yes, Heidi, you've been called out. Will you answer the challenge? But my thing is this. You know, Heidi over there shaking bears and shit. You know what I'm saying? Look, shake that phone, call into the den line. You know, hit him with the leader hosing and all that other good stuff. But my deal is this. That's why I have no kids. Yeah, man, that's what I'm saying. You know, I've explained my whole situation with that. I'm not worried about it in the near future. I mean, there will be no little honchos. Hopefully, I'm like 99.853728% sure that there ain't no little honchos out there. And that's what I'm telling you. Like, let me tell you about, like, that's what I'm saying. Like, women are shit. Now, I'm not gonna say all women are shit, but men are shit too. But women are shit. Everybody's shit, and that's the problem. Because look, I'm gonna talk from my perspective. Heidi, you don't get to have a perspective till you get a dose of the ding ding, because then you can really tell from firsthand experience. I can tell you stories from firsthand experience. And I remember abroad, I didn't even know she had a dude that was locked up at first. But after I did find out, it's too late now. I already hit the shit. So, yeah, it was good, goddamn. I busted the bitch up and, fucking, I'm like, and I forgot what happened. I think she ended up getting a call or something after I was over there or whatever. Like, bitch would just say, it was just all kind of tomfoolery stuff as I started finding stuff out. I remember this bitch trying to say, like, I was telling her I was going to stop fucking with her, but I'd ordered you some J's and some of this and some of that and some other shit. I'm like, okay, whatever. Like, I don't give a fuck about that shit. Well, I think I did. I said, well, I'll smash this bitch like one more time. Let me see what's up, see if this shit actually come through. Anyway, that bitch was on some shenanigans with that shit. And then, so I stopped fucking with that hoe for a minute. Like, for a long time. But I can't lie, that bitch could cook her motherfucking ass off. Look, this is why I tell her, this is why I don't be believing in all them stereotypes. This was a goofy, this is when I still intermingled. Man, look, this bitch was a goofy ass white girl, but when I say she could throw down, I'd put her plates up against any motherfucking soul food making, cooking, baking, shake. Man, look, I was there more for the damn food than the fucking action. That bitch could throw that out on a plate. Look, I had to look. It was always guaranteed to make sure I got a plate and some pussy before I left. But I was really there for the plates. But when I say this was real deal, that's what I'm saying was seasoned. When I'm saying like could fucking throw the fuck down. Like, I didn't believe she was making the food at first. Like, I had to pop up early on her ass one time to make sure she wasn't just buying some plates from somewhere and just talk about she made the shit. Like, I had to pull up on her motherfucking ass one time, man. Like, I'm talking about what the fuck is going on with this shit. But he was actually really cooking the shit. But like I said, I stopped fucking with that hoe for a while. And then on some dumb honcho shit, when I was back on my dumbness, I think I was at the bar or something, and I ran into this bitch again. No. I was at where the fuck was I at? I think I was at a cell phone shop or something and seen this goofy bitch. And so, me being stupid, like, fuck it, my whole list looking short right now. Anyway, this bitch did suck a mean weenie. Let me see what's shaking. Get to fucking with this bitch back again. And this is the same one I told her to try to hit me with the fake, with the okey doke on the fucking, the ultrasound shit. You know what I mean? She was gonna try to show me a fucking little ultrasound picture with the fucking date torn off. And I'm like, bitch, if you don't get on with that bullshit, I'm gonna big face you out this fucking balcony window. If you don't come with that dumb shit, don't play with me. You know what I'm saying? And That look like me. She threw the fuck out. Just did it out federal. But like I say, you know, this bitch here, man. This bitch here, fucking, you know, just was with the shenanigans. Like, it was just too many lies, dog. And then, like I say, all that other shit I found out, and you know, and I wasn't even tripping because it wasn't like I was trying to guile a bitch. Look, I just wanted a steady supply of plates and pussy. You know, and I wasn't really tripping on the pussy. The head was better than the pussy, and the plates were better than everything. I was really there for the food. I was definitely dropping off dick for food. Yeah, it was definitely a fair exchange. She got what she needed. I got what I needed. Feed it. But you know what I mean? Like, and that's why I say I was super surprised, because the bitch could actually cook, yeah, season and everything. But my thing is this though. Like, shenanigans like that, bitches will lie for anything. Like, you got a whole dude, because I found out she had a whole dude who was locked up. And I guess she was, you know, because she tried to show from a fucking ultrasound from a baby she just had, you know, because the baby wasn't that fucking old. I'm not gonna talk about some of the trifling action that I was probably pretty trifling back then. But it was just like, yeah, bitches be trifling. I allow them to be trifling. Yeah, that's my thing. So this is what I'm saying. It's just like, it is what it is, you know what I mean? But it wasn't like I was really trying to ever pursue or even engage in no shit like that. But just the fact that this bitch tried to play me on some shit. Well, I'm get an abortion, but you know, you got to give me the money. I'm like, hey, how about this? Look, I meet you at the motherfucking clinic. I bring my half, you bring your half, and I put the money on the counter when you put your money on the counter. You know, I will find it. I'm gonna have a baby there. Oh shit, do it. Holler at me when that bitch do it. I pull up to the hospital with a cigar and all that good shit. Tell you congratulations. Hope you can find out who the daddy, because it ain't me. You know what I'm saying? And so, like I say, man, what, nigga? You ain't lying though. But again, you know, and it was just, again, I used to put myself in some dumb ass situations, just doing fuckery and tomfoolery. But you know, it is what it is. How do Americans improve trust between the genders? So like all over, man, you can't. Not as a whole, not as in general. Like I say, everything is case by case basis, and that's how I operate. Like, when I talk about shit, I talk in general, but then I can talk from experiences that I've had, and there's been a lot of experiences that I've had with women of different classes, different backgrounds, different fucking races, different levels of education, and it's been a couple of good ones sprinkled throughout. The majority of them ain't worth the fuck. And I'm sure women can say the same shit about dudes, and it's okay. Like, it's nothing to get mad about. I'm not finna get mad and go out and defend every dude. Every man has honor, and he's a protector of his man. I know some trifling ass niggas. It's okay. They cool with me. Shit, they ain't doing nothing negative to me. I don't give a fuck. You know, I mean, I'm not gonna see it in the same fucking. I'm not gonna see it in the same light, because they ain't doing nothing negative on my accord. But my thing is, it's okay. It's some shitty ass dudes out there, some shitty ass bitches, a lot of shitty people out there. Again, with you coming from a different culture, different meaning, different level of respect, different whole history. I was gonna say historical context, but I strained out that history. So, but there's that, man. And what I'm talking about exactly with this, the social media is only going to make it worse, because women crave attention, and the minute that you not giving her this high level of attention at the same attention you gave women, it's gonna be some thirsty ass niggas out there in the inboxes and the DMs 24/7. Niggas won't even. It's niggas who basically just. Okay, you know, I used to be one of them niggas, but business niggas who basically be just copy and pasting. And I'll be sending a bunch of messages to a bunch of random assholes just to see which bitch bite. And the bitch that bite might be desperate enough. You know what I'm saying? I used to do that shit on some particular social medias way back in the gap. Copy paste action, and you'll be surprised the response you get from the same old fucking lame ass fucking message. You know what I'm talking about? And fucking Comcast. And that's what I'm saying. But the thing about it is, the bras know what it is, because they with the shit. They just want somebody to be entertained with for a little while, and then, you know, look, it's all, everybody, you know, wants something out of somebody, and it just is what it is. You know who you are going to engage with on the long term. You know who ain't right for you. Then some people be like, fuck it, I'll take what I can get. And this is what it is. Man, look, all I'm saying is, if you are, as you say you are, and you holding out for that valiant champion, I suggest you do it, man. I suggest you do that. But recycle is good. Reduce, reuse, recycle. But all I'm saying is this, man. You know, if you're looking for a particular something, have intentions in your actions. You know, back then I didn't have no intentions. I'm just like, let's see, whatever's clever. We're gonna do some virtual fishing. But you know, we're gonna see what bites. But at the same time, you know, like in my more recent situations, like I had an intention. Okay, this is what I expect. I'm not thinking with my dickhead. This is what I want. And if I see these particular qualities, you know, we can work with that. If there's some flaws, we'll see what level of flaws it is. But as long as honesty is something that we can deal with, then we can go from there. But you got too many people trying to be perfect, and then when you realize they aren't what they are, it's fucking disappointing. And so they put themselves, they sell you this fucking top shelf item. You know what I'm saying? But then when you open up the fucking box, you know, it's the fucking, everything's a buck shit, you know what I mean? And it's not what it is, you know. And so you feel bamboozled. But then by that time, you either committed or you didn't got into some shit, and you trying to stick with that shit, or you trying to make some shit happen that ain't really gonna happen. You just gotta let it go, man. So I mean, that is what it is, man. That is what it is. So we're October. Almost no nut November. Man, I'm looking. I'm in all that shit somewhat. Look, I'm talking about. Look at this in all in the 6-month plan. Well, shit, I ain't been been sober fucking a while now. Too goddamn long. It's going on what? 4? What is 4th month? 4 or 5 months? 4 months? 4 months. Yeah. Joe's house. You just gonna take over the chat? All right, well, do your thug thing. If they rebel, that's on you. Say, what if the broad starts asking you for favors, and there's the catch. There's the catch, man. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, because those terminologies are extremely the same. Look, Jay Bird got a particular kind of lingo that only Jay Bird uses. In December 1st, I'm gonna go way off. That's awful. But that's what I'm saying, because it's America. Like that's what I'm trying to get you to understand. How your perception may be a little bit skewed, and then the people who are telling you this, the women who are telling you this, women are biased. They're used to being able to play the victim role. Okay, and so they'll make it seem like, well, I did everything right. Shit. Most people do that. Oh, I did everything right, and I was so good to him, and I fucked his brother, but you know, it was just, I was everything else besides that. I was good, and it was because he was out of work for 2 days and he wasn't home, and I thought something was happening. But they people will validate themselves. Like, I ain't gonna lie to you, man. But prior to who I am now, I was a piece of shit. Like, I would say just a 100% piece. I could have probably been much worse than what I was. But I was pretty shitty. Like, I really wasn't vibing with intentions. I wasn't going in the right direction. Like, even in the long-term relationship, I could have been way better than what I was. You know what I mean? And so I'm not going to sit here and act like I was perfect. Like, trust me, I fucked up, and she accepted some of my flaws and some of my fuck-ups and things like that. You know, and I worked on becoming a better person, and then it just ended in a more tragic situation. But I took that and tried to grow on that, you know what I'm saying, and trying to be a better person in my current situation. If this situation don't work out, then I'm probably gonna go back to being a motherfucking hoe. Like, I would be straight up with you. Like, I would probably be, you know what I'm saying, sweet dick Honcho, be out there shit. I'm gonna be jugging, I'm gonna be at the Cougar Bar, you know what I'm saying, holding down wherever. Look, every other night, you know what I'm saying, with some new hype. Like, I'm not gonna, if this doesn't work, like, honestly, I'm not committing to shit. You know what I'm saying? That I'll be the old 50-year-old nigga on Tinder, but guess what? I ain't gonna be tripping, because as long as they got services like that, I'll be able to get my dick wet, so I ain't gonna be mad about it. I'm for real, man. It's gonna be Honcho the hoe. That's what they gonna be called. That dope Honcho ass nigga. I'm gonna be bringing the hoes in the den. Look, hey, Be loud at them hoes. Yeah, see, this is my new main thing. You know, I just wanted to bring it in so y'all can see it. So that bitch, I'm finna fuck this bitch brains out and I'm finna ditch this bitch. They gonna be like, this nigga Honcho ain't shit. But there's gonna be some of y'all hoe ass niggas doing like hoe ass niggas do, run it up on that. What's that on social media, man? You hit that, let me try to get a number. You know how niggas be doing. Niggas ain't worth the fuck. Niggas ain't worth the fuck, man. Say Red Rooster. Yeah, I heard about Red Rooster. That's where it be going down. Say people being fakes at all time high humans. So how can we develop real relationship? And that's what I'm saying. Like, to me, I don't know, man. Like, you gotta be lucky. You gonna have to find an old bitch who can't use no social media. That's the only way you're gonna thrive these days. Because again, people, and that's super rare. You're gonna have to find somebody who just don't fuck with the bullshit, and it's few and far between. Because everybody wants attention. Everybody wants to be something, you know. And you know, everybody wants to be this I don't know. And as soon as they're not happy because they're looking at other people putting up their fake shit, like, people don't even have bullshit detectors. They participate in the bullshit and don't even have bullshit detectors, and realize that, oh, this motherfucker over here putting up a bunch of bullshit, but I'm envious of what they got going on. Now I realize they putting this shit up specifically to make you feel that way. You know what I mean? Like, it's hard. Like, you got to try to find a motherfucker with some understanding. But nowadays, everybody's expert. Everybody knows everything. You know, can't tell nobody shit. The younger the generation gets, the more worse off they are, because they just feel like they grown, and these motherfuckers, you know, getting all this attention from all these motherfuckers, but by posting themselves half naked and all that other shit. Like, I don't want shit to do with that. Like, and that's why I say, honestly, like, if this don't work, if I ever did want to settle down, I'm gonna go to a motherfucking country with no motherfucking internet and go find me a bitch. Like, look, you want to live in America? All right. You can't use no electricity, though. You're going to have a hut in the back of the house. You can come in the house every now and then. You bathe and, you know, eat and shit. But after that, you got to go back to the hut, you know. So, it is what it is, man. So, can you reform? I can't be reformed. It ain't gonna happen. Like I'm telling you, it's like it's I've made certain decisions, and again, like I say, I've committed to the decisions that I've made currently. And if situations currently, and I'm not saying that nothing's negative or anything like that, but if current situations weren't to work out, I've made a conclusion that the relationship situation just ain't gonna be for me. But the thing about it is cool is that I'm cool with me. Like, I have no problem hanging out by myself. I have no problem doing things by myself. I have no problem just enjoying my own company. There used to be time and I go out to eat by myself all the fucking time and just go sit down and eat. Motherfuckers be there like, look at this motherfuckers by themselves. I get a table, not at the bar. Like, look, I'm finna get a table, nigga. I'm finna get over here by myself. Yeah, bring me this, bring me that. I mean, good. I need all this space. You know what I'm talking about? And I'm not tripping on that shit. Like, I have no problem with me. So it is what it is, man. But I'm finna whoop Balin real quick, and then after I whoop Balin, I'm gonna call it a wrap here. But I just want to say I appreciate y'all. It was a very enjoyable conversation. You know what I mean? And let's see. Bailey called in early on the line, but I ain't catch his calls. All I heard was at the end was like something sauce, but that was in the sauce. It wasn't on the dead. Balin, see, look, Balin be cheating. Balin be cheating. I'm telling you, Balin carry a knife in his shoe. My question is, why would you want to marry out of culture? What is wrong with the culture that, you know, with which you identify with? That is my questioning. That's how you do a Baker Band. It'd be like Phil and eat tacos. Man, yeah, they was mad at Phil. I wonder if he lost subscribers over that. But a lot of his subscribers was fake in the first place, so probably not. That nigga, he was like, it was a lot of shit about Phil, like from way back prior to. That's why I ain't even really super surprised. And that motherfucker used to do a whole bunch of fake shit. I remember when he was beefing with Tommy back in the Gap. But Phil used to buy subscribers and shit like that. Like not even, you know, like I said, I know I did my little ad thing on the side, but I mean, he used to like buy the fake subscribers. And then I remember they did a purge and lost a bunch of motherfuckers. Yeah, I've still been on the veggie kick, man. I'm still been on the veggie kick. It's cool. It's cool. I actually had some. It's too late. Son of a bitch. I told myself I ain't gonna eat after 9 o'clock because I was watching the thing and they were talking about how your food gets processed and all that other shit. So I wait till the morning. Damn it. This new bullshit that I'm trying to be on. Yes, I don't know how much I like this shit, but it is what it is. But I had some fucking vegetarian lasagna. It was good in the bitch. It was real good with a little salad too. That was kosher. So there's that. Let's see. Should make some pinto beans. Why would I make pinto beans? But yes. That boy suspect. Phil from the Advice Show. I don't know if you ever seen that. It's a channel on the on YouTube, but he's supposed to be a pro-black dude, but in reality, he's married to like a white chick or a Mexican chick or something like that, and so he always be doing stuff. You know, black women, this, and this, and this, and this. Man, look, that nigga hit y'all. Look, I saw somebody too like this. Who put me on that? Shout out to Roscoe. Roscoe put me on some of these trucker chick videos. And it's funny. Trucker women are funny. And I see that bitch, she used Phil hit y'all with the okie doke. I was like, this bitch didn't use the okie doke. Ain't that a bitch? So there's that. But yeah. But there ain't gonna be no mixer action till the weekend. So we'll figure something else out. Oh, you talking about answering the thing? Oh, it's the time frame when he timed on the mixer. So you want to go to Egypt, but you won't call a deadline. That's funny. Who are the fucking Cubs playing? They playing the Rockies. I don't know. Like I said, I have to get into my baseball hat tomorrow or something. Well, damn. Well, here's the deal, y'all. Y'all beefing over the Egyptians. All we got to do is bring proof and facts. Bring the facts to the table, and we can debate it. But here's the deal. I thought the Astros are already in the deal. What do they get, like home field advantage or something? Like, what is it? How does it benefit the Astros if they win? Yeah, that's what I'm trying. I'm trying to wake up at 5:30. So that's what I'm finna say. I'm finna call it a wrap, but we'll see how that pans out. I might end up getting up at 6. Again, here's the deal. I appreciate y'all. I appreciate everybody who called in. Jay Dizzle, that was a great call. Ed Man, appreciate the call. Jason S, appreciate the call. Baker Man, appreciate the call. All very good calls. If the Warriors were eliminated by Utah, man, I want to beat the Warriors. It don't count. It's like, here's the deal. Like, the Rockets have to beat the Warriors, because if the Rockets don't beat the Warriors and the Warriors were to lose to somebody else, people would find a way to put that asterisk on the fucking title, as always. But that's a bet, man. Chugging up a deuce. Y'all be cool, my friends in the den. My ass got tired. I gotta go finish a little bit of this body weight action before bed. Get a good rest. Try to see how this not eating after 9 affects me. Can't even eat no pistachios. Ain't that a bitch? But again, I appreciate y'all. No Kenneth here, so I'm gonna politely escort y'all out of the den. But if Kenneth were here, I'd have to kick y'all out. But y'all be cool. Appreciate y'all.